Fazil spent his childhood in Singapore and Malaysia. He grew up listening to his uncle's record collection, which included legends such as Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones and Deep Purple. Later on he turned on to U2, Nusrat, Fateh Ali Khan and Ali Farka Touré copyright. He started writing songs at age 13. By 18, Art was writing songs for regional big names like Ramli Sarip and Ella. In the early 90s Art began working as a roadie for Sarip while he continued writing songs for major Malaysian acts such as Left-Handed, Ella and andKathy Ibrahim, with many songs published by Warner Music. Royan Fikir, after his stint as a roadie, he formed a folk rock band called Royan Fikir, meaning thinkers, with school friends Esham Jamal and Mode Khair Mode Yazin. The band recorded 2 significant albums, Royan Fikir and Ruzuhan Fikiran. Influenced by Iwan Fals, Usman Aung and Kembara, the band wrote songs exploring issues such as social consciousness, political reawakening and cultural preservation in the face of rapid modernization. Its single from their second release, Dikat Fikir Fikir, was awarded Best Local Malay Composition 1997 by Compass Awards. Both albums enjoyed modest sales, about 50,000 copies. The band's musical alchemy was affected with the death of member Esham Jamal after a prolonged illness which began after the release of their second album. England, in between the band's albums, Art wrote and recorded a solo English album. The single, Sometimes When I Feel Blue, went to number 1 on the local charts for several weeks, and was awarded the Best Local English Pop Song in the Compass Awards. In 1995, Art moved to London to reinvent himself. He started gigging at open mic sessions and continued playing on the live music circuit. He played at almost every venue in London, including the Rock Garden, Bungees, the 12 Bar Club, Ain't Nothing But the Blues, etc. He also played at venues around the UK, from Kent and Manchester universities to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. His musical style evolved as his circle of friends and musicians widened. London was a grove of the mind. The city's colourful multiculturalism gave him space and energy to explore. Some of his best live cuts were captured in his 1998 release Acoustic Juju, which also included the Edinburgh's timed Millie Song Competition winner, Monsoon Rain. In January 2000, Fazil returned to Singapore to perform for the Taman Warisan fundraiser, performing with the Singapore Symphony Orchestra at the Victoria Theatre and Concert Hall. The prestigious event was attended by the President of the Republic of Singapore, Mr. Selapan Ramanathan, and the First Lady, foreign dignitaries and local members of Parliament. In late October 2000, Art released an introspective album called Nur, inspired by his overseas experiences. The album received 7 nominations in Media Corp's Anugerah Planet Music 2001, which brought together acts from Singapore, Malaysia and Indonesia. He won 4 out of the 7 awards he was nominated for. The song Merindu Kepastion went to the number 1 spot in the Singapore charts. In early 2001, Art began a postgraduate education at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. Art completed his postgraduate course there in 2003. Later that year, he formed Joy Empire, a world music band with strong influences from African and gamelan music at the Royal Festival Hall, London, as part of the multicultural celebration, Festival of Lights. In September 2002, Art played at the South Bank Centre in London, as part of the singer-songwriter festival called The Song's the Thing, organised by Kashmir Club and the Performing Rights Society. In October 2002, Art recorded an English number for the Mercy Relief charity album. The song, entitled Song for the World, was co-written with Canadian songwriter Lee Lindsay and 2 British songwriters, Mark Bryan and C. Christine. It was produced by Jack Guy at Sphere Studios in London. An avid wanderer, Art travelled in Europe, Turkey and the Middle East. In 2005, inspired by Amsterdam's Pasar Malam Biza, he founded the first London Malay Festival. As part of Malay Arts and Tradition London, which had participation from Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Madagascar, Thailand and Sri Lanka. The event, held at the Royal Horticultural Centre in Victoria, enjoyed a tremendous success. It was attended by Londoners and dignitaries which included Madagascar's ambassador to the United Kingdom and designer Jimmy Choo. Art continued developing his songwriting by constantly performing at live music venues in London such as the world-famous Kashmir Club founded by ex-Cutting crew Tony Moore, Tall Poppy Presents, Pronto, Memoir, The Visible, The Bedford and The New Inn. In February 2007, Art performed at London's West End Arts Theatre in the Phil Ryan Show which featured UK acts such as Baby Soul, Peter Conway and Evie Vine. In March 2008 he completed a course in business music at the Institute of Contemporary Music Performance. In April 2008, he performed alongside Malaysia's superstar M. Nasir at the Ambassador Theatre in Dublin, Ireland. He also began to work as an actor. He performed in 2 telemovies, Kau Mensabtu Desaku and Salam Lebaran, in Malaysia under director Emma Fatima for Malaysia's Astro Cable TV network. Art was also an activist with the Free Tibet Campaign UK. He released a solo album called Saya Melayu on June 20, 2009 in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan and the United Kingdom. Art Fazil is signed to Moro Records Malaysia. The first single from the label is Rilik Brada Art Fazil featuring Amutna released in January 2013. In celebration of the 20th anniversary of his debut English album, Moro Records has released a special collector's edition CD with all 12 tracks digitally remastered. Awards: 1995 a Euro Compass Best English Song for Sometimes When I Feel Blue, 1995 a Euro Anudra Persharatan for lyrics of the song Alimlas from Royan Fikir 2. 1997 a Euro Compass Best Local Malay Song for Dikir Fikir from Royan Fikir 2. 1997 a Euro winner of Tumpan Lee Songwriters Competition, Edinburgh Fringe Festival, Scotland, United Kingdom. 2001 a Euro Media Corps Anudra Planet Music Awards, 1, Best Singapore Album 2001, 2, Best New Solo Artiste 2001, 3, Best New Artiste 2001, 2001 a Eurogetter and Global Rear the New York Festival's Finalist Award, International Competition for Radio Advertising and Programming, References.